Hello, it's Liz from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today. For those of you who are joining me for the first time, thank you very much and welcome. Do remember that if you like what you see, you can easily subscribe just by clicking the button in the bottom right hand corner and then hitting the notification bell so you know when I am posting videos. They aren't always at the same time every day, so it's worth just clicking that bell. Today is Simple Stamping Saturday and I have a card using Lots to Celebrate. In fact, I have 3 cards using Lots to Celebrate. So I always do on a Simple Stamping Saturday, I do a quick simple card and 2 stepped up versions, and they step from one to the other. So let's have a look at what I've already made. Now I'm going to change it slightly, but this is what I've already made. So I'm using, as I say, the Lots to Celebrate stamp set, which is in the new August-December mini catalogue. If you don't have a copy of the catalogue and you're in the UK and don't work with a demonstrator already, you can order one through my website. The link to my site is below. And if you just click on the catalogue tab, there is a form there where you can order the catalogues that you want. And I will send those out free on the basic understanding that your intention is that if you order, you will order through me. So the Lots to Celebrate is a fantastic set that coordinates with the jar punch, which I am using on my stepped up versions. So therefore it also coordinates with the, oh, what's it called? I've forgotten what it's called in the annual catalogue. This is so naughty. Flowers for Every Season, that's the one, stamp set. So, but we've got hearts, so we've got Valentines, we've got flowers, we've got leaves, which is what I'm using today, we've got stars, and we've got these dotted stripes. There's a lid, so it's like a mason jar lid that you screw on, and there's also this which you can use as a bit of sort of like fabric. So you'd need to probably mask the top of the jar off to do that, but that would be fantastic. And we've got a reasonable selection of sentiments, so this is really good for anyone getting started because we've got what I would call the usual sentiments. So we've got season's greetings, so we've got that for the Christmas period, thinking of you, birthday, sending hugs, wishes, lots of love, congrats and best. And the best can go with best wishes, all sorts of things. So yeah, and I am using it with best wishes. Let me show you how I've made the card. And as I say, I have changed it up, and that was because I was originally thinking I would go down the Whisper White route, and then the stepped up versions kind of changed how I was going. So I'm going to start with a very vanilla note card and envelope, and I've got my jar stamp already mounted up, but I'm actually going to take it off because this is a very loose stamp because it's just an outline. So what I would always suggest is, rather than taking it and popping it down, which you could do, I mean, I've exaggerated it, you may get it crooked. It's much better to put it on a non-sticky surface, so something like paper, and then pick it up from there. That's much more likely to end up with a straight image. So I have got some Tuxedo Black, no it's not, yes it is, Tuxedo Black Memento ink. My brain, I don't know where it's gone recently. I think my COVID lockdown has finally taken its toll. And my brain has decided that it doesn't need to work anymore, so it's going on a little holiday of its own. Anyway, I do like to hold my stamp in place for a reasonable length of time so the ink can actually transfer across, particularly when you're not using the smooth cardstock. So this is the thick, very vanilla. We do have the smooth, very vanilla and smooth Whisper White, which take the ink much quicker. So when it's on the thick, I do like to hold it in place a little while. I've mounted up the leaf stamp set, or stamp rather, and I've got cinnamon cider, crumb cake and soft suede Stampin' Right markers. These two come in the neutrals pack with all the other neutrals. This one is from the 2020-2022 in colour pack, but they were the kind of obvious choices for autumn leaves. So all you do is, using the side of your brush tip, just decide which ones are going to be which colour. So this one's going to be crumb cake, and we'll have that one as crumb cake. So very gently on the side. Then cinnamon cider, I'm going to colour this one and this one. I mean, there is no logic, I'm just colouring them. And then in soft suede, I'm going to colour the remaining two. Now you could get all fancy and do more than one colour on each of the leaves. I'm just going to breathe on it, and I want them falling down. So just stamp them down. And again, Stampin' Write markers aren't as solid an ink as our ink pad, so I will hold that in place for a while, particularly as this is the thick Very Vanilla. But there we go, so we've got our nice leaves there. But I am going to step that up a little by adding in some more bits, clusters of leaves. I'm just going to clean my stamp off first. So I've got my stained but clean Simply Chamois. And I can then particularly use these again because we can get them kind of in here, for example. So I'm going to choose different colours for each of the leaves. So I'm going to have this one in soft suede, where I had it in cinnamon cider before. Then this one I will have in cinnamon cider. It was crumb cake before. And then the final one I will have in crumb cake. So I've got those three colours. Again, huff. See where you can fit them and stamp them down. So we're getting a much fuller jar, and I'm going to continue just adding individual leaves until I've got all the jar full. So let's take, will those two fit across there? Yes, they will. So we'll have, actually no, I'll go that way and that way. And pop those down. Oops, I got those the wrong way around. I wanted not to have cinnamon cider next to each other. Never mind. It's because I was looking at them from the wrong side. Oops. And then I think we can just get one more up here. And I will go cinnamon cider. I do like cinnamon cider. It's a really great russet tone. Perfect for autumn projects. We'll have that kind of at a jaunty angle. Now, while I've got that out, I am going to do the inside of my card and my envelope. So let me just clean that off again. The inside of my card, I'm just using these three at the top. And again, let's go cinnamon cider, soft suede, and crumb cake. And I'm just going to stamp those down in the corner, and then on my envelope, making sure I know which way up is, not that it really matters, because the leaves could be going in any direction. I'm going to continue with cinnamon cider there, and I'll have cinnamon cider there, and then I'll have soft suede and soft suede, and then crumb cake on the remaining two. Oops. And again, huffing on the stamp so that it's got a chance to be a moist ink. And there we are. Right, so that's those. Now I just need my sentiment. And I've got best and wishes. So wishes I'm going to have in cinnamon cider. Now, when you're doing words, I tend to go in both directions with my ink, just to make sure I get everything. Let's turn this over again. Wishes is going to be the lowest, so I'm going to stamp that there. So that's that. And then best I'm going to do in soft suede. And again, I'm going to go in both directions, but I'll go down first and then just make sure I've caught everything by going across and possibly down again. And you can pounce as well. You don't have to swipe, you can pounce. And there's the best. So that is our card. You can see how quick that came together. We're at 10 minutes and that included my little spiel at the beginning. So let's marry up the edges of the card. And with the bone folder, one of the most important tools you can have in your kit of tools. We've got nice little card, matching envelope. Who wouldn't like to receive that? And really quick to put together. So my first stepped up version, I'd introduced the Gilded Autumn designer series paper. And for this one, I've got heat embossing. So I've used Versamark for all of the imagery. I've added the lid. When it comes to being punched, it takes the top off, but that's fine. It still looks great as it is. This is linen thread that I've just wrapped round and then tied in a knot. With some of the designer series paper on Cajun Craze and Crumb Cake. So that's that one. For my other version, I've gone for a shaker card using some of the mason jar domes. I'm not sure that they're available in Europe at the moment. I know they are certainly coming in. I can't remember if they're in back order at the moment. They were at one point. And then I've done heat embossing on Cajun Craze for the best wishes. These I've punched from a piece of the designer series paper and I've just coloured them. Let me grab the paper. So it's this paper which has this on the reverse. And I've punched a jar out that I've put in the background but left the imagery vanilla. But all I've done for the ones I've got in my shaker bit are I've just coloured them in with the Stampin' Right markers. I fussy cut the small leaves and then punched the larger ones with the amazing punches that we have as part of the Gilded Autumn suite. So we've got an acorn, a maple leaf, and I'm guessing this is an oak leaf. So yeah, little shaker card. I pierced, using my Take Your Pick tool, I pierced the dome and tied some of the greenery ribbon combo gold thread through and then just frayed the ends. Well, I say I frayed the ends. They tend to fray anyway. So I've just wrapped that round a couple of times just as a little bit of added detail. So there we are. So I hope you've enjoyed those. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. That's always appreciated. If you would like to leave any comments, you can do that below the description bar. I've linked below in the description the link to the blog post for this project. So go and have a look at that and I'll have photos and some close-up photos of each of the cards. So thank you very much indeed for joining me today. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Have a fantastic weekend and keep safe and keep well. Thanks a lot for joining me. Bye!